Page Moir and the Roanoke College Maroons will be headed into Lynchburg on Wednesday to take on the Randolph College Wildcats. I talked to Coach Moir on Tuesday morning. We talked about the challenges ahead with Randolph and the challenges ahead with Roanoke. What have they been doing well and what do they need to improve on? It's the Dean of the ODAC coaches, Mr. Page Moir, head coach of Roanoke College, on the Sports Buffet podcast. Always an honor to catch up with the Dean of the ODAC coaches, Page Moir, head coach at Roanoke College. Roanoke comes into Lynchburg on Wednesday to take on Randolph. And, Coach, let's start with some current events. Emory and Henry Monday night, they got a win against you. Tell me some things, though, that you're optimistic about and that are going good for the Maroons right now.
Well, we're a young team. We played really well in some games, especially against good teams like this. We're coming off a loss Saturday at Virginia Wesleyan, but I thought we played really hard and played really well. Before that, we had lost to WNL at home, and really were playing better on the road than we are at home. But at WNL came here and kicked our can. We learned from it. We thought we made strides at Wes, and then last night, Emory came in, and we played, all right, but we didn't play well enough to win that game as strong as the ODAC is now, and took another home loss.
Does it give you some optimism, though? Because, I mean, I just look at Lynchburg last year was Lynchburg is a young team, and they've kind of gotten better. Randolph has been a young team, and they've gotten better. Does it give you optimism that, even young teams in this league can get better when everybody else is getting better, too, if that makes sense?
Definitely, it does make sense. And we have a young team. We have two seniors, a couple of juniors, and we're playing a lot of sophomores and freshmen. And then, honestly, like last night, one of our freshman bright spots was Daniel Lico, our freshman post player, who played really well, probably his best game of the year. But, heck, we've won a lot of games over here, and we used to win over here, and the league's gotten very, very competitive. And you want to be right in the middle of that competition, and some days we are, some days we aren't. We just need to be more consistent. But I'm excited about my team. I really do love this team. We've got good guys that work hard, and we just need to compete for 40 minutes instead of 5 minutes here and 5 minutes there.
How important is it, even through adversity, to have your upperclassmen, your senior and juniors, to keep a positive outlook and not feel like the season's lost type of thing, we just might as well give up type of thing?
Well, it's definitely important. I mean, you got to have good kids in your program to lead you through the tough times, and then we've got that. And I see the right responses from our guys when things aren't going badly. I mean, we knuckle down and work hard the day after, and our kids show up every day and they put forth the work ethic it takes. Just they're really consistent is what it comes down to, and getting better. And then I think as long as you have some young kids, they're gonna be eager to get better and learn. And we've got old kids that do want to finish the season off right. Like I tell them, it's how you finish, not how you start. And we can still accomplish a lot of great goals if we'll just hang in there. And sooner or later, if you work hard, good things are going to happen for you.
And, I think you hit on a key thing earlier. As you may remember, I told you I broadcast normally for Alta Vista, and Coach Carlero's squad is a young group, and it's a thing of, you got to play 32 minutes, and just a minute here or a minute there is kind of hurting them right now, too, kind of like you bring up with you. How tough is it, do you think, for the kids to understand we do have to play, 40 minutes? We can't play 38.
Well, it's ultra important, and you can show kids too. And it's funny, some kids, tape doesn't lie. Sometimes you show a kid, okay, look, you think you're sprinting down the court, but watch this guy pass you who got the layup in front of you. Y'all might have started, you might have started a step ahead. And it's funny, you'll show kids that and think, wow, coach, I thought I didn't think I did that, and hopefully you use the teaching tools that you have available as a coach to show kids, and they'll pick it up, and they want to get better and not make the same mistakes twice.
Before we talk about Randolph, who's your opponent on Wednesday night here in Lynchburg, I want to get your opinion on the league as a whole. And before we get into kind of a few teams, who are some guys that play in this league that you think are good role models for basketball players at any level in terms of, playing hard consistently and things like that? I know that's a tough question because there's a lot of people in the league you could probably choose.
Well, I'll point to a couple right there close to Lynchburg right off the bat. Colton Hunt from Randolph is one of the best players in the league, and Derek Woods-Morrow would be among that bunch as an inside player. They've got a lot of other good players, and I really, I admire what Clay Nunley's accomplished there, because their kids as a group play as hard as any group in the ODAC. Lynchburg, my old boy Hillary, who played for me years ago, and one of my finest, and then a guy I respect as much as anybody. He's done a tremendous job in Lynchburg, but Nathan Campbell comes to mind. Nathan's easily easily one of the 3-4 best players in the league, along with Colton Hunt at Randolph. But he's got a well-rounded team. I mean, they've got, Austin Shalimi inside, the Hernandez kid coming off the bench. Brandon Connor is a kid that gives you 40 minutes every single night out. But right in your area are some of the finest players in the ODAC, and 2 great programs in the ODAC. And the ODAC, there's no questions asked, it's the best league in Division III now. We have been for the last 3 seasons, and I think you'll see that when we come out. Our league has turned it up a notch. I think the influx of new coaches, the influx of coaches like Hillary Scott and Clay Nunley, who had great recruiting contacts coming in from their days at Division I, but they had the background and the knowledge of what Division III is from playing Division III basketball, has turned our league into the best. There's no league that compares with us. There's some other good leagues, the NESCAC, the Wisconsin Public School Conference with Wisconsin players on those guys. Those are all good leagues. UAA, but ODAC's number 1, no question.
And, when I look at the league, too, in the games that I've seen this year, it seems like it's like Forrest Gump used to say, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Because if you see Wesleyan and people like that, they will speed you up from here to Kingdom Come. But then if you play Randolph or a W&L, it seems like they want to get more meticulous and kind of slow it down. How challenging does that make your job each night where you might have a different style to prepare for?
Well, it just makes you as a coach think that you got to be good in both climates. And, we're going, Emory and Henry last night was a team, we got the score where we needed. We need the score to be in the 60s to be successful, we think. Lynchburg, when they came in here, they got their tempo. They scored a bunch of points early, and we had to adjust to what they were doing because we were behind, and then they kicked our can. We go to Virginia Wesleyan, we got the score we needed. We got beat with 75-59. We're down 8 points with 4 minutes to go. We had the game in the 60s where we needed to be. You got to be good in both areas, and like when Lynchburg sped us up, we weren't able to competitively play at their style. So it just proves that you got to be good both ways. I think the teams that are really successful right now, Virginia Wesleyan, they can play half court and be successful, but they're an up-tempo team. Randolph making the same deal. I mean, they're comfortable playing half court, but they're trying to push and play full court. And I think Lynchburg is the one team I've seen that's really made the biggest jump this year. I mean, they've joined the elite, I think, but one, because they have the talent and experience, but they play hard all the time, and they've been able to take teams and make them play at their fast tempo successfully.
Before we close up shop here real quick, let's talk about Randolph a little bit more specifically. Obviously, we all agree Clay Nunley has done a great job with them. What are 2 or 3 keys that you guys have to do on Wednesday night to get a W?
Well, you got to match their energy and intensity. I saw them play live at Randolph-Macon a few weeks ago in a great game, one that could have gone either way. But Colton Hunt is one of the toughest, hardest-nosed players. He's a great all-around player, but a tremendous scorer. He hit threes. He can go to the hoop. The Desgain kid, their freshman, is like another Colton Hunt coming in. He's probably going to end up being that good, and he's the same type player. He can beat you from outside or inside. He beats you with toughness and smarts. But he's got a lot of well-rounded players. He's got some really nice players in the wing that have some shooting ability to score going to the hoop. I think the thing, first off, that they've wanted to become successful because they play great team defense. I mean, they don't give you good shots inside or out. You got to work for everything you get. And for a team that isn't as big as some of the other teams, the thing that impressed me the most about Randolph-Macon is they just box out, rebound, and go after the 50-50 balls and loose balls as well as anybody we play. So we've got our work cut out for us, and we haven't been playing well, but I think that lays out an opportunity for you because Randolph is going to be a huge opportunity. They're going to be a team, again, like last year, it's going to be a factor for the ODAC championship.
Final thing for you, Coach. As always, love catching up with you. Look forward to doing it again. First off, I know you're going to get the Maroons going back in the right direction and, back on that left side like people like to say with the wins. But in the tough times, does it make you appreciate all those victories a ton more?
Yeah, and I hate it for my guys because I've got really good guys. They've worked hard enough to be successful in this league. I don't think maybe we've gotten to understand how tough it is to succeed in this league. That you can work hard, but you're still not going to be successful. You've got to do more than work hard. You've got to be persistent, weather the tough times, and just getting better each day. And we work hard. So, I do appreciate that we've had success here before, but it disappoints me because I want the guys I have now to see the same kind of success some of my past teams have. And like I said, I'm more interested in finishing. And the great thing about basketball is a tournament game. If we continue to get better each day, we can become a factor in the tournament, ultimately what everybody wants to do.
And as people say, too, it's a game of runs. So, you get on one good run, 2 good runs during a game. That could be all you need.
You are nuts right now.
Yeah, exactly. 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 Well, Coach, definitely appreciate your time. Look forward to doing it again. And as always, it's a pleasure talking to you here on the Sports Buffet Podcast.